Hey, what are we doing today, Alfie?
It's B-Day. It's B-Day.
What are we doing today, Alfie?
It's B-Day.
What are we doing today, Alfie?
It's B-Day.
B-Days, when you wash your bum in a ceramic toilet-like thing.
Yeah.
That's a joke about a B-Day. So this is our little spring box of swarmed bees that we collected not so long ago, probably in June, and we're just taking the super off because they've only partially filled 3 frames with a little bit of honey. So Alfie's just taking off those supers and shaking the bees off into the hive, and we're going to put new honey. There we go.
So today we are putting a clearer board on to get rid of the bees from the super, which is where the honey is. So this is the clearer board, and it works by having all of the bees come through this hole here, and then on the other side they come out of these 2 holes on either side, and they find it very hard to get back in, just like a lobster pot. So we're going to put the clearer board in between the supers and the brood, so right around here, and so all of the bees in the supers will go down to the brood and not come back up. And this evening we'll come back and check the supers for no bees, hopefully. So I'm going to put the eek on and then put the clearer board on top, and then we're going to rebuild the hive.
Is that on top of the queen excluder, Alfie?
Yep. So we then put this on top like so, and then we rebuild the hive. So this is a super with honey stores, and we're gonna clear that today, hopefully. Get all the bees out of the room. Just stop it.
So we're just tapping the bees off this super that we put on that they didn't fill at all, and we're going to try and get. Actually, let's just put the clear board on, just let them clear out of it because there's so few. Well, we'll be here all day. Okay. So this is a porter valve. You can see the bees can squeeze their way out, but they can't get back in that way. See, this one's squeezing its way out. So they come in the top bit, like we have here in the hive, and they go through to the bottom bit and they come out, but they cannot get back in again. So this is another type of valve, or one-way system called a potter valve, potter gate, or whatever you might want to call it. The other one we're using is this one, which is much quicker, much bigger, and much more rapid. So when they come out here, like a lobster, they can't find their way back into this bit. But because this is vented, they'll smell the pheromone here. So the pheromone can go through, but when they come out, they'll be climbing all over this bit, but not realizing that they can go through this tiny little bit here. There you go. Clearer boards. So this is our Swenty polystyrene hive. Alfie's just undoing the strap because we strapped this one down because it's quite the crown board roof is quite light, being polystyrene, and it can just fly away in the wind. Let's have a look. and in here, when you get 20, you get the crown board's actually this perspex, which means you can look inside the hive, which is quite nice without disturbing them. And
apart from the fact they cover it in properly.
cover it in propolis, exactly. Alfie. Here we have absolutely gorgeous filled frames of honey. Do you want to try and lift one out, Alfie? They've glued it all down. They've glued it all down with propolis, which is expensive stuff you take if you're.
We don't need a joke down.
That's not a joke. It's a whole food. People love propolis. They say it's got medicinal purposes. The Egyptians used it and all sorts of stuff. But that's propolis, and it's like a sticky. It's a glue they use to bung up any gap at all. They'll do that, and if you get it on your carpet, you get shouted at. So how's that one looking? So that's not been capped.
Yeah, that's right. A little bit, but not so much.
Capped. So that's quite good. Right, so when we harvest this, we will measure the water content of the honey, because you've got to have a certain percentage before you sell honey. Otherwise, you're just selling watered down honey. And if we get watered down honey, we'll give it to our friend who makes mead with it, which is a medieval alcoholic beverage that tastes disgusting. But if you're over somewhere, try it and just go, yeah, there's a reason why we don't drink mead, because it doesn't taste like real ale. Anyway, here we go. If we do a little bit of housekeeping there, just clearing up the board. We'll put a, so we've got 20 super brood box and queen excluder. So we're going to put the clearer board in here, and as Alfie says, come back this evening and all the bees will have vacated through the supers into the brood, because they're all out flying during the day, most of them. So when they come back this evening to fly up now, they'll just stay in the brood.
So this on top of the frame here is brace comb, which is just stuff they want to fill up because they're a bit bored, I guess. I don't know.
They're a bit bored. There's so many bored bees.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do these supers look like?
These are capped. On this side is fully capped. So it's pretty much ready for harvest, and this side is mostly capped. There's a tiny bit at the bottom there which isn't capped, but this frame is looking pretty good. So what we're doing here is we're reducing the gap of the entrance of this very small colony that we have, so that it helps the bees inside to defend against robber bees.
And what do the robber bees do when they go in there, Alfie?
They steal honey.
And what have we used to block up the...
Just some foam so that we can take it out again and make it bigger, or whatever we want to do. Change the size of the gap basically. Much easier to do it with foam than with wood.